Good morning, everybody. Yeah, been preoccupied, but good preoccupied for once, so let me slide. But I have an important topic. It's recently become very relevant to me, and it is something that I sadly had to seek hard for answers on because, well, it's new. It's something I didn't expect. And it's something that all of us on this channel must learn, or at least I indeed that you hopefully have the opportunity to ask yourself the same question. And that is how to trust after narcissistic abuse. So, when the narcissist is gone, when you are out of the narcissistic environment, when you have the understanding of what the narcissist was, who they are, what their machinations are all about, and you want to get past that, that's when you get to this point, trusting new people. And when I mean by new people, I mean new people you meet that have absolutely no connection to what you've left. Get it? So there, we're talking, you're now removed from the prison, from the toxic environment, from the very thing that had you chained to that artificial fate. Now you are getting away from that. But the trust issues linger for all of us. Amplified if you're INFJ, but because, I was explaining to somebody recently, who was trying to help me and want me to be successful, and the only thing that could come to my mind was, why? And it's like, how messed up is that? It's like, no, you must be up to something, I come from a place where people will slit your throat for $20 if it means, they'll climb over your corpse for $20, even if you just did them the biggest favor in the world. They'll sell you out that quick. So, not easy for people like us. So, overthinking is a must. We must overthink people's intentions and question things. Some people will put up with that, some people won't. But let's say the ones that do, what then? At what point do those of us that have been through narcissistic abuse realize that, not everybody is a narcissist? That, despite the lies your narcissist told you that, they have a long reach and can get to you wherever you stray, which is just a lie to get in your head to keep you subservient to their will. It's not true. And despite all the lies and all the slander that the narcissist said to you about, I've said this before, the narcissist will try to convince you that the path they are forcing you down is the best you could ever hope for, and that you should just submit to that will. No. Because, there are people out there who can truly understand you, who can see you for who you really are, or at least as best as you can express. Some of us struggle with that. And they may value that because not everybody's values are narcissistic. So, you must, obviously think about it and see what happens, but you're going to have to get to a point where you can trust that person. So, that's kind of the root of it. How do you do that? You see how genuine the person is to you. Find out their intentions. See if they open up to you about, their lives and their struggles. Because most of us, except for the most pampered among us, have had various struggles of different forms. See if that person judges you. See if, and they'll want to see how you react to the things that they don't like to talk about. See if they'll tolerate you as you rant on about, the narcissist and all that they've done to you. Because if they'll console you in your worst moments, it's a big step towards trusting somebody, am I right? So these are things you have to look out for. And it's important, too, that you let these people know, perhaps if you're in a similar situation to me, where you are, tying up loose ends of the place you're trying to get out of, like settling in a state that, the stuff that's coming up is because you still have low contact with either your narcissist or their enablers, and you tie up those loose ends, and unfortunately it may take a couple months, but be sure, if you are tying up loose ends, to truly tie them up. Do not leave that door open either, even a crack. If your situation, is compelling you to tie up these loose ends, and there are situations where that has to be done. Death is one of them. A divorce would be another common one. Waiting on a job transfer, things like that. But make sure that those loose ends are fully taken care of, that there's no going back. And be assured, as I've been assured, as I've assured other people, that when you are finally gone for good, the memory of the narcissist and that doubt that they create dissipates almost instantly. And I speak from experience. When I moved to Arlington 3 years ago, when I was completely disconnected from this place and all its people, didn't really come up. It didn't, because, I was in an environment with people from all over the world, all over the country, all different cultural, racial backgrounds, and it was awesome. It was a progressive city. I was home, and it didn't really come up, because you didn't have to deal with it. The old saying is out of sight, out of mind. So if it's not something you have to worry about, somebody showing up to your apartment, or, somebody, mine love to say, dialing them up, I can't believe you don't do well, you need to know this. Once you're free of the sphere of gossip, the island, Huxley, then you're out of their influence, and you can finally live. You can finally fully be the person that you always were, that they tried to repress. It's like this duality where there's the real you, and then there's the you that the narcissists and their enablers were trying to create. And this one, the fake one, wants to steal everything that is you. Wants to take everything of meaning that you have. Everything that makes you you and make you, one of us, one of us. The sheep that falls in lockstep to the status quo. A little trick I learned, though. When fake you tries to steal everything that is you, they become you, and then fake you goes away. So, defiance is an important thing there to maintain your true self. Also seek out, cherish, and hold on to those who, for whatever reason, value you for who you really are, who see that real version of you as somebody desirable in their lives, even if you don't understand it completely. Full understanding comes in time. You must trust. You must take a leap of faith. I know, it's not easy. But, there comes a time where if you're just going to overthink and be overly cautious, nothing will ever change. And if all you crave is change and freedom, how can you not take a chance? Can't be worse than the status quo you long to escape, can it? Just think about that when you're scared about trusting somebody, when when your hands are shaking, you're like, what's going on? Like, why is this person being so nice to me? What is the angle? What is the angle? And of course, victims of narcissistic abuse and INFJs in general will go to the worst case scenario. And, even if we don't want that to be true, but it's like, need evidence, must have evidence. And the more evidence that comes in that it's like, they're telling the truth. This is genuine. And it's shocking. It's a shocking revelation in a couple ways. Because one, the things that you always believed about yourself that have been suppressed, that you actually have value, because the narcissist wants you to think you have no value except the crumbs that, you know, the great one bestows on you that you should grovel in gratitude for. No, you were right all along, just like you were right about the narcissist, just like you were right about the toxic environment that you sought to escape. Your intuition was right there. So if your intuition is telling you that someone's genuine, it's probably correct. And the more time you try to seek that out, your intuition will be proven more correct, because there'll be more and more evidence to back that up, and less evidence that, you know, something shady's going on. Whose grand machination is this? That may be your initial thought, and, you know, hopefully people would be understanding of that, particularly if you can get to the point where you two are explaining each other's dark secrets, and they'd, you know, have some understanding about what you've been through. Because some people get it, some people don't. But yeah, it's a weird feeling. It's a good weird feeling. But you're going to second guess yourself, because that conditioning is so ingrained in you that there's something wrong with you that you can't see. And that if somebody's trying to help you, they're trying to con you. And the narcissist wants you to believe that also. That's important too. The narcissist wants you to, by no means, trust anybody who could potentially be trying to help you, because the narcissist decides who has value, and you have none as the scapegoat, except for to give them narcissistic supply, of course. So somebody who could potentially empower you and get you away from the narcissist sphere of influence, they can't have that. Because not only will you be free, but successful and empowered, no, we decide who gets that. And then you become, you know, more dangerous, because with success and influence, you're more able and easy to spread truth. Not only your truth, the narcissist truth, but the truth about narcissism in general, and thus bring down the narcissistic ecosystem in the name of Lilith. Whoop. Ooh, my secret evil plan's out. But it's not really evil, but my secret plan's out. So, the people who come along the way, maybe they have, you know, maybe they have a personal reason why they want to help you. Maybe they see something in you. Perhaps you, whatever you may be, maybe you're rare, maybe you're not. Perhaps you're something, you for who you are is who they've always been seeking for whatever reason. Try to, you know, sort that out, see what information you get, put it all together. I'm not saying don't be cautious. The sad thing is we do live in a world of shysters and scam artists, so due diligence is always a good thing. But I'm saying that after your due diligence, when you've done the Google reverse image searches, or you've run the background checks, or, you know, you talk to your buddy in the FBI, or your buddy in the marshal's office, things like that. When you look and see when things actually add up as legit, you can't let the narcissist conditioning psych you out to believe that this can't be real. Because that's what they want. And if you do that, then they have one. Of course, look for patterns of behavior. If the person who says they're trying to help you has been honest the whole time, why should you doubt it? Because here's the thing about liars. They mess up. They can't keep it all straight. I've been around them my whole life. Liars will change their story 6 times. They can't remember what they lied about yesterday. So, pay attention to things of that nature. You know, and also pay attention to the information. If you're meeting somebody new and you're gaining more and more personal information about them, the less likely it is that they're trying to pull one over on you, because, well, the more information you have, the easier it is to find them. You know, in other words, like retaliation, retribution, recompense. But it's not about the new person in your life who is claiming you can trust them. It's about the conditioning the narcissist put in your head. The narcissist will want you to believe that anything good in your life is too good and it must be a scam. Because something good, you're going to want to go for it and thus break their status quo, which they can't have. I look back, there's been a couple times in the past where a good opportunity was potentially right on the horizon, and my narcissistic family ruined it to further keep me in my golf course superintendent shackles, working 80 hours a week and zombified and miserable and depressed. And it served their purposes. Think about it. There's an opportunity outside of where you want to be. I'm sorry, outside of where you don't want to be. Might as well take it. At least you'll be out of the sphere of the narcissist. If you can't convince yourself of anything else. And of course, this is going to vary person to person. I can't. It's not all like, this is how it works. Every person's like this. That's what shit the narcissist wants you to believe. No. People do this, then this, then this. There's the right way to do it, our way. And that. Yeah. But if the person is, without a doubt, not in the narcissist, doesn't know the narcissist, then you shouldn't fear that they're connected to them. And at the very least, they're going to help you get out of that environment. Get it? So, this one's a little tricky. That's why I've repeated myself a couple times, just points I wanted to get across. But this is a tricky one. It is hard for us. It is hard for us after so long to, even believe that someone genuinely sees value in us and potential and wants to help. Because I come from a culture personally where those that have success want to pull the ladder up behind them. That's Boomer 101. Pull the ladder up and then burn the ladder manuals and retroactively change history to, say that the existence of ladders never happened and they were just superior jumpers. But again, it's a regional thing, and you have to be aware of that as well. So, do not, when you get away from the narcissist, do not spend the rest of your life looking over your shoulder with your guard up. Yes, around them you have to. It's how we all survived, because we lived our lives on trial. Everything we've ever done was questioned. Every conversation we had, every hope, every dream that they tried to destroy, every person we looked at with interest was judged. But when you're gone from that, what then? What then? Do you give in to what the narcissist always wanted and be overly cautious because they have conditioned you to believe that you have no value? Or do you take opportunity when it comes that could potentially be everything you've always looked for? Are you able to trust, or are you so, damaged beyond repair that you're already, a prisoner of yourself? In other words, your fake self is winning that battle. And as long as it does, you'll never truly be free of the narcissist. But opportunities sometimes are very rare. One can even question whether some have had some divine intervention. So, and perhaps you have something of value to this other person. Perhaps your abilities complement each other in a way that can bring both of your end games to fruition. Who knows? Like I said, every situation's unique, but this is a broad topic I tried to do my best to explain because it's something that all of us face at one time or another after narcissistic abuse, and it could potentially be the hardest step. It's the final step. It's the final step to freedom. But it does require a leap of faith. It does require you to break that narcissistic conditioning and stop believing the shit the narcissist made you believe all those years. Because if you can't move on, you're not free, are you? I hope this wasn't too rambly, but I did my best. So, like and subscribe, check out my other videos, follow me on Instagram. Really, really would help out. And it doesn't cost you anything. Come on. Come on. And the super thanks and stuff is there. And I'm going to try to get more of these up. Like I said, it's distracted, but good distracted.